Kwe kaganay nawa. Sorry, I was reading a bit of on Indian time, but sometimes it happens. So my name is Nadia Nam, Nina Anishinaabe. Um, well, you know, as I always say, I'm an Indigenous speaker, so if you live motivated, it's my win. If you live inspired, it's our win. I'm also an author, a songwriter, and a designer. My voice carries the story of survival and hope, of healing. Through my words, my book, and my creations, I work to bring back pride, culture, and safe space for our youth. I was asked to speak some truth, so here we go. I am an Indigenous woman they tried to erase. They tried to silence my ancestors. They tried to silence me. They use violence. They use abuse. They use the slow erasures of culture, of identity, and of spirit. I grew up knowing that somewhere in the stories, in the hush, in the absence, lives were stolen women whose names were barely said. Girls who stopped walking home, mothers who waited months, years, forever for justice. Because the truth is, this isn't just my story, it is our story. Here are some truths that no one should ever forget. From 2009 to 2021, 490 Indigenous women and girls in Canada were victims of homicide. In that same period, the rate of Indigenous women and girls murdered was about 4.27 per 100,000. That's 6 times higher than for non-Indigenous women. Indigenous women makes up only about 2 to 3% of Canada population, yet they represent 5 to 7% of homicide victims. Between 1980 and 2012, there were at least 1,181 Indigenous women reported murdered or missing. Some estimates, including activist groups, suggest the true number could be much more, closer to actually 4,000 missing or murdered Indigenous women over decades. These are not just numbers. These are daughters, mothers, aunties, cousins. They are us. I carry in my bones the weight of what was meant to erase us. They wanted me silent. They wanted us invisible. But I learned to speak anyway. I learned to remember. When they took our women, they broke families. They destroyed trust. They ripped away home. When they ignored our disappearance, they told the world that we didn't matter. That I matter, my mother's hand, my grandmother's song, my laughter, all of it matters. So I speak. For the 490 women between 2009 and 2021. For the 1,181 women between 1980 and 2012. For the 1,000 more whose names are never spoken loudly enough. I speak because silence kills more than the hand that took lives. It kills memory. I speak because I refuse to disappear. Because even when they try to erase me, I am still here. And today, I reclaim. Today, I demand justice. Because until every sister is home, or her name is known, we rise. And we will never be erased.
So before I introduce our next performer, I'm going to invite everybody who would like to write some names of people that they're here for today. On the back there, there's a banner. You can write names. Also, there are candles that we're going to use for our moment of silence to remember those that are not with us today. So, go ahead. So, I'd like to introduce Sibi and Iskweu from Mysticity, who came to sing for us. Also, this is Evie.
I am Inu from the Cree community of Miss Tisney. We are Inu, and our territory is the Inuit. I want to thank Native Resilience for having me, and the Native Women's Shelter Montreal for having me as well. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So I have 3 songs for everyone, and this first one is about needing to be somebody for myself and needing to leave my community in order to do that. This song is called Need. Oh. Sorry, can you just restart? Sorry. Technical difficulties.